Friday, June 4th. And we are heading into quite the interesting energy weekend. This is a weekend that we've kind of like seen as being, or you've seen, or somebody's been seeing as being kind of a turbulent, chaotic weekend, energetically speaking. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you call turbulent, energetically speaking, because I feel like we have been really acclimated to some turbulent energy at this point, and we're very good at riding the waves. So I don't feel any type of personal alarm for this weekend. Like, it just feels like more of this coming back into yourself and really tapping into what you feel and running everything through your body and making sure that any information that you bring into your field, you verify it by yourself, through yourself. At this point, and this came through in the channel last night, which I thought was very interesting. A lot of you guys are just like, the light switch is on and you are just receiving so much energy right now. It's like these packets are downloading. And so when that's happening, it can feel like you're receiving all these different messages and signs and synchronicities and just information downloads. And it's really important to make sure that you just run those through your body and verify them with yourself. Like, do they feel resonant to you? Does this feel like a thing? Or, is this just energy coming through and it needs to keep going? So that for sure. The other thing is we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde. We're going to talk about Mercury retrograde again, because listen, this has been already the most intense retrograde for communication that I've experienced, because I've literally seen like a conversation many times just not be understood. And I'm going to tell you this little story that happened that is, you're going to be like, what, how? But I don't even know how to explain it. But a couple of days ago, I texted my mother. I texted my mother something like about my sister's baby shower. And I texted it to her. It was just me and her on the string, right? And she responded, "Who is this?" And I was like, I didn't know how to respond, so I haven't let her know who I am. But, I think that pretty much sums up the energy right now, where like, I'm obviously saved in your phone. She did not get a new phone. The whole text string is there. I'm your daughter. The first one that you had. Do you remember me? I was just like, I mean, you couldn't make up something like that. So I haven't like dug into like what's going on over there, but I will eventually when I feel like it. But I thought that was a pretty good example of how communication is just like right now. So, and I think we talked yesterday a little bit, if you have any air placements and any water placements besides Scorpio, I think it was, is that what we were talking about, was air placements and water placements besides Scorpio. So super duper Pisces, like anybody with any Pisces placements anywhere and anybody with air sign placements anywhere, this retrograde is likely just kind of like, really not your best friend right now. And the advice would be to just kind of take a deep breath and not force communication and just wait for the big stuff, because you will be misunderstood. If you think you're going to be misunderstood, you probably are going to be misunderstood. And the energy is just so crazy right now. So big time energetic hygiene is your best friend. Clearing your energy several times a day, especially before you go to sleep, when you wake up in the morning, and just being very aware of the people and energies you let around your field, right? Because the people who are around you are going to be affecting your intimate energy, regardless, because that's how the energy works. So, oh right, thank you, Claudia. So this was an interesting one. You need to watch, I'm not going to actually get into that this morning. Just watch the channel on my YouTube or on IGTV. In the first 15 minutes or so, I talk about all of these things, and just go there, do that. But for this weekend, hey Lisa, for this weekend, this is gonna be a weekend that is possibly between this weekend, no, it's this one. This is the last weekend of this energy, the way that it is right now. So it's calmer than it's going to be. So this is the shadow of the split that we've been talking about. And the shadow is lasting all the way through until the 21st-ish, but you can feel it now. Like the split energy is really here. And this is a quiet pocket this weekend to gather up your energy. And you should continue to gather up your energy and fuel yourself and do the things that make you feel really good and grounded. And I'm going to remind you, because I know I have a lot of air signs and water signs listening, being grounded does not mean being rooted into the earth for you guys, right? Being grounded for whoever you are means however it feels like when you are really in your body and you feel most like yourself, where all systems seem to be functioning very well and smooth. That's your grounded. I have no earth in me except for my Venus and Mars. So when I'm grounded, that doesn't mean that I'm like not up in the ethers, because that's kind of where I live most of the time. It means that I feel really good in my body. I feel like me. I don't feel like I'm off. I'm off kilter. That's what grounded means for me. For an earth sign, grounded will feel much more like down to earth and connected in. And so it's just understanding what that means for you specifically, because if you're always trying to find your grounding in a way that is not the way your constitution is, you're always going to think you're ungrounded, right? So find out what grounded means for you. I know for some of you guys, being grounded means being up in a higher elevation. So like on top of a cliff, on top of a rock, like anything that you are looking down, that you have more of a bird's eye view on something, or something that elevates you, will make you feel much more, air signs especially, will make you feel much more yourself and in your body. So find out what that means for you and give it to you, right? Give yourself whatever you need right now, because it's really important. Claudia is reminding me about one of the things for air signs, don't use Herkimers right now. And again, go listen to the channel at least the first 15 minutes, because I talk all about that. But the reason is the Herkimers are amplifiers, but right now it's just, especially for air signs, it'll just make you go a little bit crazy. So if you've been feeling that, water signs too, if you've been feeling that, just kind of stay in touch with that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to card pulls, because I'm excited to do them. So today we're gonna do tastes, okay? And also want to remind you guys, if you ever have questions about things, please send them to me. Either send me an email or send me a direct message, because I will save those questions and I'll answer them on live videos. So, I'll keep a list, right? As best as I can. But yeah, go listen to the channel, because that will give you some more information on the crystal stuff. All right, so hold on. Let's take a nice big sip of this. By the way, do you see this? Do you see my mug? Okay, so I don't love it, right? It was one of those like one-off just to see if this is a thing. It's not, because like you see how you hold the mug, it should say everything right there. But I'm not gonna lie, it feels good to drink from it. So maybe in the near future, get some merch. Would you guys like merch? Is that weird? Would it be weird to have Sarah Amala merch? Like mugs and like, I don't know, something. Mugs and pens? I don't know. I don't know. Mugs for sure. I know we all use those. Yeah. Lisa's saying something told me not to wear my Herkimer diamonds. I'm just gonna say this then, because everybody is saying this. I'm like, go watch the thing. I don't want to say it right now, but no, I'll just do it. the Herkimer diamonds are being reprogrammed or something like that. That's what came through last night. And so they just need a break. So it's recommended that you use clear quartz of any sort, which means, and they said amethyst is included in that. So what do you do with your Herkimers if this is not feeling right? Again, run this through your body. If this feels accurate to you, then great. If not, that's fine. But put your Herkimers, pot them, put them in some dirt if you want to, or just, put them someplace where they can have a nice chill space in the dark that more mimics where they came from, and let them be reprogrammed for now. And we will revisit them after summer solstice, because that energy is not helping anybody with air sign placements or anybody who is a Pisces or Cancer. And that includes me, because I have Cancer rising. But Pisces and Gemini especially, no. So there you go. All right, everybody. We're gonna do tastes this morning. So the first one, and I don't know why this is in my head so much, but the first bite of a perfect apple. Okay, like that first bite of a perfect apple. The second, lavender lemonade. And the third, peppermint tea. So first bite of a perfect apple, lavender lemonade, mint tea. So let me know in the comments which you're choosing, and I will shuffle as you make your deliberations. If you have Moldavite, I would highly recommend you not use that right now, generally speaking. unless you have some strong Scorpio placements, or that how Moldavite works with you. Not right now. All right. Ooh, lavender lemonade, mint tea. I really like this game we do now with the cards. It's like, I'm super into it. In fact, I'm going card deck shopping this morning, or like this afternoon. And I'm so excited to get a couple more of these kind of decks that I like to use for sensory card pulls, because I love them. So there's that. Seeing lots of lavender lemonade and a few apples and lots of tea. Mint tea. I mean, who hates mint tea, right? I guess people who don't like mint tea, but that wouldn't be me. All right. And a quick reminder for you, Merkaba Signature has like 2 or 3 spots left, I think, for the 15th. So if you would like to have your astrological chart looked into and join me for some experiment of a new thing I'm doing, be my little guinea pigs, you can join up. And as a reminder, everybody who joins Restoration this month before the 21st will be grandfathered into the Inner Sanctum app at the highest tier. And you can, if you've never joined Restoration before, you can join for free. So just saying, that's a thing. All right, apple time. Oh my God. How lucky are you with this card? Okay, apple people. It's the fairies. You see? Can you see them? I think that says fairies and earth magic. Do you see it? Fairies and earth magic. I mean, come on. You couldn't want a cuter, more beautiful thing. And it's like, she's like stepping out of a freaking peony. Okay, so fairy, this card for apple people. This is you, apple, first bite of an apple. Really, really being emphasized here to get out in nature. And if you have a garden and you are into gardening, please take a moment to be very intentional about your connection with your particular fairies. Every garden has a team of fairies that look over it, and a lot of gardens have people who garden and tend the garden without acknowledging the fairies and the fairies' help. The fairies would love to, and this came through, I think, last summer pretty strongly. The fairies would really love to reestablish the connection to humans and reestablish that symbiotic relationship of caring and being the caretakers for the things that grow up out of the ground. So this is a really wonderful time to reconnect with the fairies through gardening. And all you have to do is like go out there and talk to them, leave some shiny objects, you know, just make it intentional and thank them for the work that they're doing. And, you know, don't feel like you have to worry about those stories of fairies being mischievous and all of that. These fairies are literally trying to keep your plants alive. So sending them love and understanding, and you know, if you need help with something, like, oh, you know, what do I do with this plant? Like, let your communication open with the fairies, because they want to help you with your gardens. And that may seem like a small thing, but it's actually huge that they even want to do that with you. So yay. All right, next up, lavender lemonade, people. If you're just popping on, I'm doing card pulls, and that first one was for the sense of eating the first, or biting into an apple, the first bite of a beautiful apple. The second is lavender lemonade, which is coming up, and the third is mint tea. So this is gonna be lavender lemonade. I feel like this came through the other day, don't know. It's meadow. I mean, I know this is a nature deck, but it is a nature deck, but still. Meadow, lavender lemonade, people. Vulnerability. So here is what's coming up for this one. In the past, you may have been hurt, and you may have put yourself out there and gotten hurt. And so now the idea of putting yourself out there makes you feel uneasy because you don't want to be hurt. And sometimes the putting yourself out there and getting hurt is even stuff that happened to you in past lives that you're still holding on to the energetic signature of. This card is asking you to remember how nature works. Remember the cycles. Remember the fields of wildflowers in the meadows, because every year these flowers will come up, and every year something will happen to them, right? Depending. They could be mowed down, they could be picked, a storm can come and ravage them. They don't know, but every year they come back up because they trust that whatever is going to happen for them is part of the natural cycle. And that's not to say to put yourself into situations where you know you're going to be like treated poorly. That's not at all what this is. This is more about trusting yourself and having confidence in the path you're paving for yourself, and knowing that you're so strong and you're so sovereign, and you are changing the energy around you, and your voice is needed. Your shine is needed. We all need to see and hear you. So, you know, basically, like, to hell with all the people before now who couldn't appreciate you, who couldn't just support you in how you were shining and expressing. And trust that you have now surrounded yourself with people who are going to lift you up and support you. And start to do that. Open up, because vulnerability doesn't mean to be weak. Being vulnerable, and I'm going to kind of shift that word because that's not the word I'm looking for. In this case, it's more about a soft heart. You don't need to wear the armor over your heart anymore, because your heart is now the center of your operating system. And it is through your feelings and emotions that you can make the best decisions for you, and that you can really go out there and make a difference through anything you decide to do. So that is your card, lavender lemonade, people. Next up, mint tea. I didn't specify if that was hot or cold, so it could be either. Okay, ready? Mint tea, people. I like this one too. Ceremony, invocation. Ceremony, invocation, mint tea. All right, mint tea people. So here's the thing for you mint tea people. You know how I said earlier that it's like a switch is being flipped and everybody's being turned on? This is true for everybody. And for you guys, you are kind of being called into this very, I don't know, it's like this very reverent, holy energy that is surrounding you right now. And you're being asked to like step into that as your power, and to remember that anything you create now, anything you do, is a type of ceremony, is a ritual, and your energy is so strong and powerful that it can like pull in like a magnet all of these other energies, okay? So really be mindful of, I want to use this word tableau, of the tableaus that you create. Like I'm literally seeing, like imagine, I can't grab anything, I'm just sitting on this thing. Imagine like a plank of wood, okay? And you've been out and about and you're putting a few acorns here. You're putting a few flowers you found there, a small thing of salt, a little bit of water from a fresh spring that you found. You're putting some feathers that you were gifted, a little string of beads. Like I'm seeing that being created. And so I'm thinking that this means for you guys, for the mint tea people, that you are being asked to really take your hands and create these beautiful things from natural elements that become these like altars and tableaus. I can't stop using that. I'm gonna have to Google that word. It's tableau. Of this energy, and it creates it's almost like a generator of sorts of this like magical energy that helps and guides the earth's energy and creates these funnels. So no big deal, but pay attention to anything that you are feeling the urge to beautify, okay? Pay attention to that, because anything you touch and move around, even if it's like not a literal tableau with like natural elements, it could honestly be like making your bathroom look prettier by moving things around, putting fresh flowers in your kitchen. Whatever you're doing, have intention, because you are making magic when you do that, okay? That is mint tea, people. All right, so that's a wrap on the card pulls. Do we have something else? No, we don't have anything else. I thought we were going to do another card pull, but apparently we are not. All right, my friends. So go ahead, if you haven't already, and check out the live channeling from last night. And if you have any questions, send them my way. There's a lot of information in there, like a super big amount of information. I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you have a very, very good weekend. Take care of yourself. Know that you are so loved, you are so supported, you are so protected. And I will see you again on Monday morning. We'll be talking with Rachel Keller. And if you need anything, let me know. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.